PFF is running one of their biggest sales ever. 40% off a PFF Plus subscription right now using the promo code BLACKFRIDAY. That means that you get everything fully unlocked. You get the grades, you get the stats, you get all the fantasy advice, the betting advice, which our new player prop tool is available on web as well to make you a smarter, better. You've got all of the draft analysis, the free agency analysis, all of that great stuff. Subscribe.pff.com to get 40% off a year-long PFF Plus subscription. Get it now.
The Teron Armstead Bowl here with the New Orleans Saints traveling to Miami to take on the Miami Dolphins, the two teams that our guy Teron Armstead played for his NFL career. This one's in Miami. What do we talk about here, Dalton? We talk about the Saints or the Dolphins to start this one?
I think the problem for the Saints, whether it be because of play calling or a lack of production, and there's a serious lack of production I'm going to get into, is that whether it's been Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck, they've just been hung out to dry. They've been in way too many obvious passing situations, either falling behind in games or because they can't run the football still. And I mean, the offensive line getting a little bit better with some of those young guys, but they've had some injuries in the interior. And you look at this right here, I mean, 29th in rushing grade, 29th in run blocking grade, the yards per carries low, the worst explosive run rate in the NFL. Not sure. It sounds like Alvin Kamara is going to miss some time, so it could be Devin Neal, the rookie out of Kansas, starting for them at running back in this game. But you're looking at it against a Dolphins defense that has surged in recent weeks. Since week 6, they have the second highest run defense grade as a team in the NFL, only behind the LA Rams, and how good that defensive line has been. So I think you look at this and you look at it in the context of, okay, Tyler Shuck, you're on a one-dimensional team, and even that dimension as a rookie quarterback isn't great. They've got to find some way to run the football. This offense is going to continue to struggle to score.
I think on the Dolphins side of things, the obvious is to say, oh, well, they need to run the ball well. Their offense runs through Devon Achane, and it does, right? But specifically, I wanted to look into how they've had that success with Achane. And I think that some people would tell you, like, okay, well, it's obvious. They're just getting to the sideline, or they're just going to run a lot of outside zone. And they can do things like that. But specifically, I found that plays with a lead puller to the outside is where they have a ton of success. Achane has an elite 91.6 rushing grade when there is a lead puller to the outside. And I went back and I watched a lot of those plays. And a lot of times it could be, the tight end pinning whoever the end man on the line of scrimmage is, and the tackle actually being the one to pull out into space and be the lead blocker. They've done that a handful of times this year with Patrick Paul. Sometimes maybe it's a guard, just like a traditional counterplay where they're just getting to the outside and they're letting those guys run through and even get wider than a normal counterplay would be. That's really the big success when Miami wants to run the football and run it well. Yes, it's getting Devon Achane to the sideline, but it's allowing him to read sort of just one lead blocker. Be able to read this player. All right, he's going to kick this defender more to the outside sideline, so I'm going to cut it back and I'm going to go up the field that way. Or maybe it's, hey, this player he's pulling, but I can see him. He's taking a look at the linebacker. He's going to take out the linebacker who's chasing me to the sideline, and I'm going to go all the way up to the sideline, and I'm going to go up and further down the field that way. So him being able to read that singular puller gives Devon Achane a ton of confidence. And in this game specifically, I think that you've got good linebacker play with Demario Davis and what New Orleans can do there. But when you consistently ask these guys to get out in space and get to the sideline, you're then challenging the cornerbacks to get involved with the run game as well. And I think that that's where really Miami wants this team to be. I think they'll be able to control this one. You mentioned it's not talked about enough, the turnaround that they have had defending the run themselves this season after a really, really tough start. I'm going to say the Dolphins 23 and the Saints 17 here for this one.
I'm with you. I think it's a great call out. And look, the Dolphins' run game is based on athleticism, getting to the edges, speed from their backs. Obviously, Devon Achane's been one of the best in football very quietly this year. And they just know, I give credit to Mike McDaniel, they just know they're not going to get downhill and run between the tackles. It's not what they do foundationally anyway. And this year, especially with the injuries on their offensive line at the guard spots, they're just not going to get in there. And that's not where they're going to win. So I think it is really about, the run game is all about numbers and leverage. And when you run those pinpole concepts, You get leverage on defensive ends. You get leverage with guys cracking down and getting it, advancing to the second level. So I think it's a really good call. As often as they can run away from Demario Davis, whether it be with motion, checking things at the line of scrimmage, I think it's a great idea in this game. I've got Miami also. I also think the Saints just being that one-dimensional is a real problem for them, especially on the road. Dolphins 21, Saints 13.
I would agree with you there.